Hi, our reading today is from Jeremiah 31, and it starts with the second verse, and it goes like this. The Lord proclaims, "The people who survived the sword found grace in the wilderness. As Israel searched for a place of rest, the Lord appeared to them from a distance. I have loved you with a love that lasts forever. And so with unfailing love I have drawn you to myself. Again I will build you up, and you will be rebuilt, Virgin Israel. Again you will play your tambourines and dance with joy. Again you will plant vineyards on the hills of Samaria. Farmers will plant and then enjoy the harvest. The time will come when the watchmen shout from the highlands of Ephraim, 'Get ready, we're going up to Zion, to the Lord our God.' The Lord proclaims, 'Sing joyfully for the people of Jacob. Shout for the leading nation. Raise your voices with praise and call out. The Lord has saved his people, the remaining few in Israel.'" So chapter 30, as we mentioned yesterday, or in our last devotion, begins what's known as the Scroll of Comfort. And this is a new section, essentially, in Jeremiah. Jeremiah has spent his time weeping and in despair and is now ready to move into words of comfort. And so chapter 30, 31, and 32, and 33 are chapters focusing on the return, the hope. Why does Israel have hope that this despair will not last forever? And there's a couple things that are interesting. First, Israel assumes that their restoration as a people, as a nation, will happen when they return back to what was normal before. They assume that hope means returning back to what they knew. And we hear here in chapter 31 that where they actually meet God is in the wilderness. And so the hope comes not when they are restored as a nation, but when they are restored as the people of God. And that happens before the completion of the prophecy. Okay, so they're looking for returning back to Israel, to the land, to being reinstated to the place where they believe they belong. But God reminds them here in chapter 31 that hope, that reclaiming their purpose and their identity as the people of God, is not going to happen when they return. In fact, if they return too early, it will never happen. And so God keeps them in exile until they can learn to reclaim that identity, even in the midst of the wilderness, even when times are going tough and when they're having a hard time. And how true is that often for us, that when things are going along just fine, we take God for granted. And it's not until we are in the wilderness, when we are in exile for whatever reason, that we truly begin to claim God and all of God's miracles as our own.